guests, welcoming of guests and public comments. All right, anybody that wants to say anything?
Yeah, I hope you all are able to give us some return flow around the 1st of September from Miguel and Mr. Brooks. You know, the last plant date on the wheat and the barley and the oats by the FSA, USDA is the 1st of September. That's too early. You know, with our things, we burn it up, and that's what we're planning on going back with. I push my Milo and my Sudan as much as I can. I'm gonna be out of there. My alfalfa guy's he does his own thing, but I know everybody else is gonna wanna go around two and two, but that's sort of important to me. That's why I'm politicking for what we need. So y'all have fun. They were holding some water for me down there, and
All right.
thank you for the good job that you did.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, if not, let's commence tab 3, minutes of our last meeting.
Second.
Okay, motion made, no corrections, as mailed. And Jared made the motion, Mike seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Okey-dokey. Lisa, no. Mary.
You know what, did I turn?
That's a
Is
nice
it on?
shirt. Looks good, very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it's on. It is on? I think so. That's it. No. Michael.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Along with the usual monthly reports, we have 2 additional items as well that we'll have to review and approve of at the end of review. The quarterly and the amendment of the budget.
Okay. I saw y'all have worked on the budget. We'll get to that in a little bit, all right?
Yes, correct. Yes, the first report is our investment report. We did invest 1.5 million into a treasury bill at a 4.11%.
Okay.
Our money market account is still staying steady at 4.24%.
That's amazing. That's darn good. Okay. Now that's your monthly report.
That's my monthly correct.
Do you want to just jump down today and do your quarterly investment report?
We can do that, it does
And then
reflect.
then we can spend a little more time on budget and stuff. Well, they're all right there together. I don't care. Why don't we do the quarterly before we get it out of the way?
Okay.
Tab D there. All right, current value, 630, is 307. Let's see here, 3047. We got 3047 over there, yep. Checking, party market. Okay. Quarterly report looks good to me. Do I hear a motion to approve the quarterly report? Anybody want to ask anything on that? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the quarterly investment report.
I'll make the motion.
All right, Larry made the motion.
Second.
George seconds. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay.
Our next report is a balance sheet. On our accounts receivable, we do have a $1,095,000 balance. $1,031,000 is the 2001 quarterly reports, first quarter and second quarter that was sent to El Paso Water. Payment has already been received in the month of July.
So you're talking about line item 11,600 there?
Correct.
And we've already received 1021?
1031.
31. Hey. Just hadn't reflected yet. Okay.
You'll see that reflection on the following month.
Okay. Wow, all right.
I'm sorry, who's paying for that?
El Paso Water.
Oh, okay.
It's our quarterly.
It's a quarterly
It's a quarterly
payment,
payment?
yes, for For this year, it's 515,665 each quarter.
Perfect.
So that's gonna leave 65,000.
Correct.
What else is still out there?
We do have pending a dewatering of Oak by Lower Valley for 28,435. And we also have an invoice for a culvert with Sonetti for 10,234.
Anybody else? Okay.
At this moment, we can move on to our $1,000 check report since the net revenue and expenses reflect what is shown on our budget amendment. And I would like to just state on line item 12, the purchase of some pipe with Pacific correlated, a portion of that is part of that Sonetti invoice that is being reimbursed by Sonetti.
Is it a 40-foot section?
Yes. 58.
Sí, es el inside.
Yeah, the 40 foot. Yeah, 40 foot and then
On number 16, how much is the insurance covering for these accidents?
The deductible is $1,000.
$1,000? Okay.
Hey,
So speed trap.
look who that's helping.
What's that?
That's Art's Auto Body Shop.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Just kidding for the camera, just kidding.
So you take 1,000 off that, right?
Correct. Yes.
So we 579?
Anybody?
I have a question, I guess it's for Pete. Do we use any of that foam-filled tires on these shredders? Because they sure go out quick. Have you ever tried that?
The foam fill,
Yeah.
we have used it on some of our mowers,
Uh-huh.
but here recently, no, I don't believe we are.
Does that make much difference, or?
Well, it was actually a little bit more of a problem that it served. It does help to some extent, but, we found it to be, I guess, what can I say, less expensive, right? Yeah, exactly, it was more of a problem than it was,
Sometimes I heard you can't sometimes take, if it gets that old, you can't take it off. You've got to throw the rim and
Right.
everything away.
Right.
Yeah,
you can always slide inside it.
You might as well just throw the rim away there. I used them with forklifts once, and
Yeah.
it's great for a while, and then after that, you throw everything away.
Yeah.
That's what,
We even try just water also.
yeah.
Usually when you buy a tractor, it comes with water filled, and yeah, it's, becomes more of a problem.
Creates more of,
Yeah.
that's what I heard after a while using it.
Yeah. Tires are expensive anyway.
Number 28. Something doesn't make sense. Window tints for mowers. Last time I checked, the Paso Rico Graphics does drawings and reproduction, so I'm a little lost.
No, they do tint also, and what, this is, for 4 different mowers, two windows per mower that we're doing.
They do window tinting too?
Yes.
Paso Rico Graphics?
Yes.
It's actually really cheap.
I asked the same question, is there on going
Yeah.
down at Geronimo or?
Yeah,
Freeman?
they're diversifying their, I guess they're not,
And because they do the plans and,
Yeah.
so I asked the same thing, they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Did, the building here as well.
window tints for what? So then nobody sees us inside or?
No, it's not dark enough to where you can't see inside. It's more of a glare when you're mowing
Okay.
and the sun is hitting directly in your face. that they can't see what
I
they're
got
doing.
you.
Well, it's, I mean, you'll save on fuel and AC pumps and compressors.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Every tractor I have has got,
Save the upholstery in the seat too.
yeah.
Yeah, all that, the UV lighting.
But that's really cheap, cause each one of mine's about 700, so I'm
It
gonna
actually
this guy's
goes
number.
Oh, yeah.
The, on 64, is this a monthly payment or is this a yearly payment for pub insurance service?
This was monthly.
It's just a jump monthly, so that's
Yes.
what the one we.
And, Mary, on item 61, you're giving money back. I didn't know that was allowed. You have to get some money back, huh?
Yes, we do, unfortunately. We do have a holding account for the dewatering fees until that project is completed. Then we assess, Sharon provides
Is that a high interest ceiling index fund or something, or? No?
we have it in our money market account.
Oh, I was gonna say high interest return or something, Bitcoin maybe?
So basically, we're gonna do water, a project, if we receive an estimated amount of dewatering, depending on wherever they're installing the sewer line and the depth, so depends how low you have to drop the water table. So it's an estimated amount, and then they deposit it like in an escrow. This particular project never commenced, so it was never.
Oh,
They
They just loaned us money for a while,
Yes, we had it for
That's
over
kinda nice.
a year, so yeah, they never,
at a 0% interest.
they never started, so.
where was that one? Is it the one on?
That's on West Side Drive.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nah, well, is he in jail or what?
I don't know, yeah.
On the fuel, do they have, or Pete, have you guys got the quotes on for bulk tanks yet?
No, they're sending an updated one, getting a 210,000, from, the guys that provided the last estimate.
DH?
DH Underground, so we should receive that, it'll be on the court packet next month. And, well, I'm discussing with the executive committee here, y'all. And then, you said you had a guy as well, so.
And then Ingles can give them to, or Fate and Gold, they can
And
give
and
them
then another guy that said he's got some as well, so we should have a few quotes, yes. We'll get that out there, we have that.
Number 10 is the vendor getting back in our good graces, or they're just trying them out on small little jobs?
Yeah, this was just
The reason I'm saying, because last time I checked, we had to replace some concrete.
Yes.
Because of all that.
yeah, this is just flowable fill.
It was emergency, no one else could provide it at the time, so, yes,
They're watching them, so, good.
finished.
Okay. Do you have any more questions? Okay, go ahead, Mary.
Following reports are credit card report. Have any questions?
So Ricky had a phone call from Robert. Said, what are you doing spending money on that credit card? Okay,
Yeah, no expenses for the month of
no
January.
expenses, yeah, I see that, okay.
He's not
Keep
buying
up the
bread
good
anymore.
work.
Yeah. All right, next, our legal and consulting. And you can see why we're trying to get this lawsuit done, okay? And it's reflected there, there's not a thing we can do about it, we're trying to be as good as we can about it, but we can't. They're talking about our water, so. Right, Renee, that's why we wanna stop this thing if we can, get it settled down, so. Just nod your head, I see you're on mute. Yeah, there, see, he's on.
He doesn't want to answer that question.
He is not, okay.
I could go like that,
Yeah.
but yes.
Okay, thanks. And believe me, we're in the middle of stuff right now. And at a little later date, Renee's gonna bring you guys up to date on it. Okay? Okay, Mary? Let's go on. Oh, we did the quarterly report.
We did, and now we're going on to the
Oh,
to the
here we
good
go.
stuff. On our proposed budget amendment for 2024-2025, we have some adjustments on our revenue and our expense side. For the revenue, there is a reduction of 474,730. And that consists of majority of the reduction of the 2001 implement contract.
Guys, see that it's on the bottom of that first page, it's the total dollars we're not gonna get.
Correct, the total, the far right column of the difference.
That's in, there's your, and the proposed amendment budget is that column right next to the far right.
Yes, our budget was for 13,172,000. The proposed amendment is 12,697,335, a difference of 474,730. What would help to offset some of that reduction for the 2001 is our licensing fees, an increase of 913,272.
What about the licensing fees? They're going up?
Yes, we've been bringing in revenue on, for the sale of the Messisburg drain, which will be finalized tomorrow, and also use fees on the engineering side.
Is there a trend, and I know I've asked this before, because I know urbanization is going east, is there a trend of licensing versus money we get from irrigation to development? In other words, I'm assuming the licensing is continuous, but then as more people move into the farming areas, that should be going up and up and up, I'm assuming. So is there an offset, or is it really negligible? Is that the-
I'm not aware of a comparison that we've done.
In other words,
Farming.
if nobody moved over here and we stay stagnant, we wouldn't be paying for licenses because nobody's moving in.
Right.
But we are seeing farmers selling some of their land, developers
Right.
taking over land, people, Amazon doing their thing. And so what is the trade-off? Are we seeing an increase in revenue for licensing? And if so, how much every year? Is there a trend?
You want us, we try to save money by not doing that analysis and just showing you the paychecks that we deposit.
Yeah, I mean.
So there is-
Between the farming, you asked to compare licensing revenue or fees compared to as if it was farming? If it's
No, I just wanna see how much more money we're making every year because of urban growth. Yeah, or is it negligible?
Miguel, it's extremely, economics are extremely complicated in anything. But our biggest income increases you guys have seen, and you'll see today, is because of the fiber projects that were from the previous funding, federal funding to distribute fiber to rural. So those, as you know, for the last 3 years have been a very large increase, yet they don't particularly have to do with the urbanization, because that federal project goal was to deliver fiber to people like Art Ivy's house that was rural. So that is something that we couldn't have predicted, but it's yet a very significant amount of our recent increase in revenue. Obviously, we've had periods that correspond to major decreases, such as the COVID epidemic, and prior to that, the 2008. During both of those times, our licensing went close to zero. Most of our stuff is with governmental entities, so to the extent that the lower valley is seeing an increase in service requests, then we see an increase in service requests. But I don't think that we don't have an economist as either a consultant, or do we particularly think we need to do an economic analysis, because almost all of that's beyond our control. So we take it as it comes.
Mhm. I guess I was just looking at, now that we've got less water to sell, we'd have to offset it with something else, I'm thinking. If we're increasing it with revenue, licensing.
But we have less water to sell because we're in a drought. The drought is our single biggest revenue decrease, and not the urbanization right now. And we have no control over that economy. That's one thing we have absolutely no control over: the drought. We do the best we can to get as much water in the reservoir, but the good Lord has to provide the snow and the rain to melt and get in.
Mhm.
So But, the good news is where our revenues are up because primarily, I know Jay, you're closer to it than me. I just look at the numbers each month, but primarily because of the fiber program, right?
Right, exactly. There've been 4 companies that have come in from out of town, and as Dr. Blair mentioned, they're grants, they're federal grants that, for schools and for rural areas, and initially it was one company, Spectrum, that was
Right.
engaged, and now there's 3 other ones that have come in. And now, thanks to that and that grant, folks, Baben, Tornillo, and the island, and Cautillo, so rural areas have high speed, and we're not on the dial-up network anymore. But those have been the major contribution as far as licensing. But yeah, on the urbanization, as Dr. Blair mentioned, it's governmental entities, Lower Valley or El Paso Water, and those are, they're minimal fees, obviously, for services that every person should have these days. So we put our part in and, help get water and sewer to the folk across our facilities as we need to.
Yeah, but I don't think it's any direct, I answered your question there, I'm like Al, I don't think there's a direct correlation. Sometimes it might happen that way and sometimes not, so.
Yeah, we can appreciate it.
Because the fiber optics and all these
Right, they're ongoing.
things, they're ongoing. But it wouldn't happen if urban growth wasn't going that direction. In other words, it's part of the process of growth. And I guess I was trying to find a correlation between growth, revenue, no water, it just kind of, I'm looking from a self-preservation prism, looking at it from that side of our district. If we don't have any water for the next 10 years, let's say, I'm just being hypothetical.
That would
We're
be-
making, people still have to live and still kind of continue going east.
All the farmers would be selling broke. So we're hoping there is a water.
It's a food for thought, I was just thinking that.
We're good.
We're,
We're
Well, like I say, right now, our biggest income increase in licensing is not due to urban growth, it's due to the rural, fiber program. So it's a different deal. And we never could have predicted that, right, Jay? We didn't.
Nobody saw that.
It was something that was unexpected.
Okay.
It's been fortunate, but yeah.
Yeah, fortunate, it was, and I think that's the way it's gonna be in the future. Obviously, we don't charge significant fees to the governmental entities, but we still, even though they're low fees, they make up we've always had our license department make up about 1/3 of our budget. I think that, and Mary probably knows that number better than me. Mary, how much of the budget is the real estate and the licensing?
It's 3 million off of the 12.6, so.
So about 25%.
Okay. Gives you a bit of.
Yeah, that's pretty. And that's good, and if you notice the real property income and their use damage license fees, she's indicated they're both going up.
Good.
It's just that overall, we're down about 474.
Okay.
Our biggest increases in any given year from those were for the natural gas pipeline.
Yeah.
To command
That's
that
right.
stuff. And again, that one we can't predict. There was, Miguel, there was some talk, we had some preliminary investigations going on about 2 years ago to bring another large diameter pipeline into Mexico, but my understanding, Jay, is that, and Renee might know a little bit about that whole new pipeline coming from West Texas has been delayed or discontinued.
I have everything new about it, which suggests it's been delayed.
That's
Yeah.
good.
A little bit I know out where it comes through Port Stockton and stuff is, and out at Del City where I work for those guys there, and I both work for them, that they did the preliminary alignment, but then everything stopped for now almost 18 months. So we don't know when that will come back, but that will be, and when that one does come back, they'll be going right through our district, and that will be a significant, because that's a corporate, non-governmental pipeline, it'll be a significant revenue source.
Yeah, and whichever farmer goes through will not like it.
I got 6.
No, you guys know, every country it takes out, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, they talked one time about going to the end of El Paso County, so you can imagine how I felt about it. But we got that one going.
I think the alignment is similar to the previous ones because of the way it comes off the mesa over there towards Hudspeth County. So they prefer to come right down closer to Favens.
Yeah, I know. I wish they go through Hudspeth. I mean, never mind, because I got friends in Hudspeth too. I don't know, just leave me alone. Okay. Mary, okay, revenue down 474. Now, let's look on the expense side. I noticed y'all are you're doing yeoman's work trying to cut.
On the expense side, the difference is a reduction of 618,000.
Yeah.
We're going from 14,725,542 to 14,107,528. We are reducing some of the items in our capital projects that we are not completing for this season. Also, an adjustment on, an increase on legal, as you had stated prior.
Yeah. Which is unavoidable.
On the capital assets, there is an increase of 31,248. We did have an unexpected septic tank removal with the Canopio office. And also, we are foregoing purchasing the herbicide tank, the JD mule, to purchase a lift for the mechanic shop due to safety reasons.
Okay. So, you don't think you need that herbicide tank?
We do,
Yeah, you do, but.
yeah, but, this
Okay,
is more,
well, I appreciate
yeah,
that.
it's more of a safety issue.
Oh, more of a safety issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. These more of a have to make do issue. We got old tractors, fella,
Right.
running a lot of this stuff. Yeah. Okay, and like Mary said, you're not gonna do one of the 9th year projects?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, we've gotta do it. We're doing pretty fast. I think I applaud you on where you've been trying to find cuts where it's hard to find some of them.
Correct, and as you see that we've reduced the revenue, we also went ahead and reviewed over our expenses
Sure.
and make that adjustment, which offsets the reduction of revenue.
Yep. And like you said, one of the big ones will be the capital projects. Okay. All right, well, it is what it is. Gentlemen, y'all see anything else? Now, this budget will need approval, because it's, right?
Correct.
Don't want to rush anybody, so everybody look at it a while and see if you see anything that you want to ask about. So that we need to approve this amended budget.
Did we not have already a brake drum and rotor lathe, or are we just replacing one, or is this new?
No, we're replacing it. The other one is, it was cutting the drums crooked. It was pretty old already.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No.
The capital projects, that's not grants, nothing to do with grants, right?
No, this was
Just,
in-house projects.
so if we purchased all this, would that negate any gains, the difference? Or is it meant to be, right?
If we purchased all, what?
In other words, if we purchase, is it already been accounted for in the 826? I guess if we spend it, or, no, it's right now, this, capital improvement, the total is 826, correct?
This is an
No, it's
amendment.
going down.
Mr. Fennon, so it's our proposed budget for the year for capital projects was 2.6 million. We're reducing to 1.7,
2.6, it is 2.6.
Yes.
a difference of
No, we're
826,000.
lower.
Oh, okay. Quite a bit.
We're going into actually what all we spent here.
So what we're saying is we're not gonna,
That's it, we're not.
that's it, we're not
done.
spending anything.
No,
That's it, you guys are gonna bite the bullet, we're gonna bite the bullet.
we're having a budget.
Okay.
So I commend y'all on doing that. I think you did a good job here. This looks, at the moment, to me, very reasonable. I know Mary worked hard on it, and I imagine Alan got to help her a lot.
Well, with management as well, having meetings and
You got it all. Okay.
reviewing our budget, correct?
All right.
Yeah, everybody's interested in the budget, so we
Yeah.
get a full attendance on the budget meeting, so we Mary.
Yes.
Well,
I don't think it looks good, I'll make a motion to approve.
all right, Jared made the motion. We approve this amended budget. Mike, seconded it. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed, same sign.
I'm sorry, Mr. Eagle, what's the first, motion?
Jared,
Jared.
thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Rose is not here. Sonia,
Good morning.
good morning.
So we do have an adjustment for this month.
Okay.
Property was sold in a tax sale and we were awarded $407.43. So we did have to do a minor adjustment of penalty and interest for $5.20.
Between all.
Between all, yes, it
all
was
four
several
of them.
years, yes, sir.
$5.20, okay. All right, we need a motion to approve that.
Yes, sir.
I move to approve it. Second.
George made the motion, Larry second, all in favor signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay,
Okay, and then next we have for just your information on PSB and Lower Valley. We've had some activity with El Paso Water. We've had 7 contracts this month. And so far, Lower Valley has nothing yet, no contracts.
okay.
And then on the tax suits, we've had 2 taken off our tax suits.
Yep. Oh, that's a negative number, that's progress.
Yes. And then the good news, our comparison of July 2025 compared to July 2024, our percentage has gone up in collections.
Got back in front of them.
Yes, yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, we did. And we hope it keeps going.
Yep,
Okay, and that's all for me.
that's it.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
Sonia, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good work keeping all that stuff straight.
We're trying to. Thank you.
All right, let me look here, my agenda, general manager is okay, right, Jay, you got anything you wanna?
No, I just wanted to mention, we were able to sell the crane, we had the crane here.
Oh.
Get purchased 2018 or 2019. We sold it and, we sold it for a little bit more than what we bought it for, so that was good. So, we should get that compensation, 85,000 we sold it for, so.
Now, he sold Al's crane, what is he gonna do now?
Well, we're looking for a boom truck and he's already spec a 60-ton crane, but no. So we're gonna.
Well,
to find a way.
since it was the track crane, it wasn't exactly what Pete and I, well, I think Pete would agree. And boom truck is a crane too. We're getting a much bigger one so that it's wheeled. Because we need it, it's just hard to load it up on the low boy and move it around. So this, we'll get a better use of it. At least we didn't lose any money.
It'll save on insurance, right?
I'm sorry?
Our insurance should go down.
It wasn't
overkill. It's great.
Yeah, it should,
Should.
but obviously
How's
they'll,
that?
they'll come back and say it'll be a wash because we bought.
Yeah, we're looking to get I don't know what Pete says, but are we gonna try to get a 60-ton boom crane? We're gonna get a pretty big boom.
Yes.
It took
Yes.
20 years to get a crane, now he's actually, yes, he lets it go, now he wants another crane.
Well, it's got a different name, but we call it a boom truck.
What we can use.
Yeah, this matches was an overkill.
Yes, so.
It's got a big crane on it though, but,
Yeah.
and it has outboard.
Just by accident, right? You just got a crane on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Let me look here. District engineers reports. Al, we normally go you, right? Or do I go to?
No, I'm good.
And Ricky?
Jay, I'll share this screen, and if you could, put it up there for the board to see it. Is that up where they can see it?
Working on it.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
There it is.
Holy cow.
Tell me when it's, I
All
can't
right,
see.
yeah,
so
you're good.
We're good?
Those are.
So we had, you know, I've talked to Art about it several times, and probably JS too. We had a incident in late June, with a arroyo flow coming out of the Black Range, which comes from a burn area. It burned a couple of times. And typically from burn areas, we get a lot of debris. So this is the accumulation of the debris. It's potentially a very serious situation for the district. And EPCWID was on board at the time. They did a tremendous job. I'm going to take you through the process. We've been here before, and we're in sort of have been in an elevator. We're not in emergency operation procedures. We're still in procedures, but we have to pay very close attention to avoid going to emergency operating procedures. And Reclamation doesn't want to have to, and the expense of that, so I'll talk about that. So right now it's stable, and we're being very careful with it. Let me show you, go through the whole presentation, and we'll come back and talk about what we're doing and what potential issues we may have with doing it. See if I can get it to advance. This is Caballo Dam. I don't know, I assume most of the board members have been up there. Probably Jay, sometime we probably should take any board members that haven't been to the dams and have a field day up there so they can, I think they can understand it better when they've been up there and seen it from the ground. There's two outlets to Caballo Dam. You can see those sort of in the center of the picture. This is the flood outlet. It's called the high level outlet. It's 2 radial gates. And then down here at the bottom is the low level outlet, which is through box culverts and gates. That's the one that we order our water from, that we get, that's the one we use. You can see the high level outlet only works when it's in flood conditions, and the low level comes out. The inlet to the low level outlet is right here where the arrow, Jay, let me know, is that arrow showing up on the screen?
Yeah.
Already?
Yes. Yes.
So this little curved area, and then here's a boom that they put up to try to keep floating debris out. I'm not sure it's very effective. It's since it's mainly woody debris, it eventually saturates and loses buoyancy, so it falls below this barrier, this floating barrier. There's a close-up view of it. Here's again the high-level radio gates. Not an issue there. They're only when it's flooding. Here down at the bottom is the low level. You can see the white water coming out. That water's coming out from right over here in this area. This is a maintenance bay that they can use. I mean, it's obviously the forebay to the high level outlet too, but it can be used, and we're using it now as a maintenance facility since we can get to the water there. This is what the outlet looks like once the reservoir is drained. This is a picture from 2016, the last time we had this problem. This is the original structure. This rectangular structure with a ladder on it was an attempt by Reclamation 30 years ago to modify it. One of the biggest problems we have right now is, in my opinion, the grading even for the low level outlet is I think it's about 6-inch grading that's just not big enough to pass some of this debris. The gates will handle it. Dam people and their procedures are worried about getting any logs bigger than 6 inches because of potentially in that culvert where they could stop us from lowering the big gates to shut flow off. So there's some engineering protocols that are in place that our Reclamation has to have evaluated a higher level. So right now they built this one out of a very fine, you can see that it's much finer, smaller openings. So this one, it does work when there's no debris, but it's so fine that it plugs very rapidly, this higher one. So I don't think it's a great use. But they're able to sometimes at least get in there and clean this since it is sticking out of the water a little bit more. You saw it, if I go back to this picture, you see it sticking out right here. Debris fields are very unstable situations, so it's sort of counterintuitive, so that if we were to go in there and try to remove the submerged debris field, it actually has the effect of reducing the flow further. So we typically try to get it stabilized, and we hope that we won't get any more debris coming in until we can get the season over and we can drop the water. So right now, we've got it stable at about 1,000 CFS, a little bit more than that. And another thing that is recommended, and Dr. King's working with us, he's done a lot of work on this type of situation, a lot of analysis. I've done some. We typically, once we set it at and got it stable, and it just happened to be at 1,000, and that was what we wanted, we can't really go up. To go up could disturb it, and you could actually get less water if we raise the gates. So it's, and from an engineering term, they use a definition called metastable. That means that the whole situation here could change if it's perturbed or if there's some sort of dynamic. We're working with reclamation to keep the water level constant at what it is now, not take it up any, not drop it any. They've been very cooperative. Jay can speak to this. He's been in all the calls. We have status calls every Thursday. We have status calls every day. And then we have one with reclamation every Thursday. So far, we're making it through, but we can't, you may be a little tight on water. Rika can talk to that in a minute, but I can't, at this point, we're not recommending increasing the flow above what it's set at now. I think it's 1,076 cubic feet per second. So at the end of the year, we've got to start lowering the water in this reservoir so that there's about 20,000 acre feet that we can harvest out of this. And so I've got to work with reclamation to come up with a pattern. That means that as we trail off of this year, the flow is going to go down. It does normally, but so if we get a real period of high demand towards the end of our season, which would be the end of July, we're not going to be able to increase the flow. So we really encourage, we got to get the word out to all the farmers that, hey, we need to get everybody's irrigations order in as early as possible for the end of this, so we can try to schedule them to meet that limited demand we have. We also have to start just naturally, as we drop the water down, we're going to lose. That 1,000's going to come down whether we want it or not. We may be towards the end, at the very end, closer to 500, half the amount of water. But, we do have some more rain forecasted, and we don't know what the last 2 weeks are going to be like completely, but it's been pretty typical in previous years that we always reduce the flow towards the last few days anyways because of decreased demand. This year, because of not having much water, the demand will probably stay fairly strong. But again, Enrique's going to talk to demand. My job is to take his demand numbers and our allocation numbers and come up with a pattern. We call it a cascade reduction. That means it's like a staircase. We're going to step it down every day towards the end to try to get the reservoir and not waste any water. We have to get the reservoir down to this level to clean that thing. This is how it's cleaned. Reclamation's in the process of acquiring the services. It's a clamshell there. This is a fairly small clamshell. Hopefully they'll get a bigger one. That's what they could find last time, so takes a little longer with that clamshell. Upstream of it, there's a natural barrier caused by arroyo sand. This is the Apache arroyo here over to the right, and it produces a sandbar, so we can only at about 5,000 acre feet, we won't be able to get any more water out of the reservoir. So it's got 25,000 in it now. We'll take it down to 5, and then 5 is going to be what's called dead pool storage. It's going to be trapped behind that. We may actually come and barricade this with an excavator temporarily in case we have any minor rainfall events so that we can get the water as low as possible. This is what it looks like when we get it that low. This is just upstream of that. And there's always going to be some water draining out. You can see a little bit there, but typically we're trying to get much water out of the system as we can. Here's another picture of it while they're cleaning it. So they put that clamshell over it and they actually extract it and try to clean it all the way around. Again, the lower we get the water out, the better the cleaning's going to be. We do a calculation on the diameter of the structure and the height of the structure, how many yards need to be removed, and how many hours it's going to take, and that's mainly so they can do bidding process. So this is the one we did back in 2016. We think it's similar. One of the problems, we're going to have some discussions with reclamation after this is all, we get out of this, to get this over with, is that the standard operating procedure under reclamation rules call for that inlet to be, or to be dropped and cleaned every 5 years. The last event was 2016, and the best we can tell, that was the last time it was cleaned. So we'll work with reclamation to see if we can get this, come up with a scheduled cleaning that does it every 5 years, so that if we have an event like this, there's plenty of capacity in the grading for it to not plug like it did this year. But if this had failed, well, before we got it did fail before EBID got completely finished out, and it was very tight. We were able to keep the flow up about 1,700 CFS for a while, but the higher the flow, the more likely we're gonna lose capacity. The high flow just acts like a vacuum cleaner. As this debris that's floating gets wet, and Reclamation did a great job and removed all this debris. They used a different device to remove it, a crane with a floating type of device that they home built, shop built, that they could pull that off. But as this debris gets wetter and wetter, it's woody debris, the current is vertical here, so it'll actually suck that stuff down and put it up against holes that we're using to convey water now. Also, this boom out here, you can see some debris on the other side of it. It's questionable to me. I think it does help in certain situations, but we know that the debris that's hanging out there is going to get waterlogged and get sucked down too. So another problem is when the wind reverses, the wind blows away from the structure, then all this debris is trapped that got past it. So it's sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation on doing it. With that, I'll be glad to take any questions about it. Like I said, we're monitoring it every day. There's certain analytical tools we have available to tell us how serious the debris field is. We do those calculations every day, and it's stable right now. So, but we're stuck at this 1,076 CFS for the release.
Anybody?
And I don't know, Enrique, you want to comment on it, or do you have any questions or comments?
No, it's just that we're working just to deliver that water. I mean, it's going to be challenging, and it's been an understatement for this year, but we'll be able to move that water around from unit to unit and try to use it as efficiently as we can.
Just no more damn problems and we'll be good.
Hey Al, if we have another rain event, is there a chance of it clogging up or not?
Yeah, there's a chance. I think, based on 2016, when it was more clogged than it was today, I think we can always, if they, Reclamation was gonna lower the water level in the Caballo in advance. We worked with them as sort of it wasn't an emergency yet, but I said if you lower it, you're gonna create an emergency, and we talked, and they agreed, and they're gonna keep the water level constant until we get most of our irrigations knocked out. And we meet Thursday to talk to them about it, and then we'll start we'll come up with a plan to start lowering it. But as we lower it, we're not gonna have much, we got pretty high losses in the river too. So it's gonna be, like Enrique said, it wasn't exactly an easy year to begin with, and then we got this problem added on top of it, so.
At the end.
Just want everybody to understand, we get the farmers to understand that there's only one way this can go, and that's worse right now, okay? And we're trying to keep that from happening. But we're already constrained, so. Our allocation is tight also, you know, we didn't have a whole lot of water, we just got enough water to make it. Our date still is, we're still gonna try to make the release to the 13th, but it may end up, as I told you numerous times prior, we may have to cut back at the 7th or something. And Enrique's gonna talk about that and we'll get some input from you guys on when we actually shut down. But yeah, if we get another event like what happened, the only thing typically is that flood event wasn't a huge one, but it was probably enough to clean out most of the debris, most of the debris out of the channel, so we don't expect the next event to have as much debris in it unless it's a really big event. And then that means that the flow in the channel will be deeper and wider, so it'll get debris that it didn't get the last time. But right now, if it's not a huge rainstorm in Percha Creek, the debris came from Percha Creek. You can see, I can go back to Sherry. I should have pointed that out earlier. That Percha Creek is, can everybody see the aerial photograph again?
Yes.
Looks. By the Percha Creek's up here, and that's where the water came out there, and the debris flowed out there and then down to this. We don't get much debris out of Apache Canyon. There's numerous creeks on Caballo, but Purchase has the biggest watershed. So I'm hoping it doesn't rain on the Black Range.
Yeah. Me too.
Any place else but the Black Range.
Up above the butte.
Elephant Butte, about that would be great, because we gotta drain this one, so whatever we get into this one, we gotta get out. And so, and you know, I think there are some rain events going on up towards Albuquerque, at least from last night when I looked at, had at least flood warnings in that area.
Santa Fe.
Has anybody heard anything? Jay, have you heard anything about?
No. I have not.
My new, flood forecasting system is I look at YouTube. It seems to show up there faster than anything else.
Wow.
Probably TikTok.
TikTok, for sure.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Al.
Thanks,
Sure,
Eric.
thank you guys.
Enrique?
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just to give you a little bit of history on deliveries. So in 2022 is when we had our 18 inches. Also, as we delivered 43,000 acres from February till today. And this year we've delivered 46,600. So just a little over 5% from 2018.
Very good. I mean, the last time we had 18 inches was at 22?
2022.
Okay. I didn't remember that.
So we've delivered 46,000 acres, 683, plus the small tracts, which is another 6,000 acres. And right now, currently, we're working on 3,000 acres active orders, and pending from now to the weekend, we got about 5,000 acres.
What'd you say that the small tracts were how many acres? 6,000?
About 6,900. And
That's not all of them irrigate.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, that's really good.
And after this weekend, we only have one more round of, or 2 more weekends of small tracks, and that'll be it for small tracks. For August 3rd will be the end.
2 more weekends.
2 more weekends after this weekend.
How many small tracts were in 2022? Have that?
Should have been the same number.
Same.
The same?
Should have been the same.
The allocation rule on small tracts was based on a study done back in the 1990s when Ed Pfeiffer was the manager. It is 4.7 inches per acre. You know, most small tracts, the house takes up part of their land so that they don't irrigate the house, right? So that's why it's a little lower than a farm. And so we basically take the allocation and divide it by 4.7 around, rounded in favor of the irrigator.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have, I gave you guys a target dates for the end of the season. And just want to get your approval on these dates. More than likely, that's what's gonna happen. The 13th will shut down if we have enough water to get to that date. The last date to order water for Unit 6 will be Thursday, July 24th. And they need to be ready by the 25th. And Unit 6 has to be watered out by Friday, August 1st. And that's because we have the small tracks that weekend, and it's real hard to supply the farm and the small tracks at the same time. There's so much demand with the small tracks on the weekends. And we'll be shutting off Unit 6 on the 3rd. And the reason for that is we lose almost half of our water through the west side and the east side canal. So we've had about 110 CFS in the west side, and at La Union East at our heading, we're only getting about 30 to 40 CFS. There's a lot of losses there.
That reminds me of one question for you and Al. That 1,000 or 1,100 CFS EBID's off, so we're assuming that flow, as long as we don't lower it any, is going to be enough to handle the rest of the year for everybody, right?
Yes, we're gonna
Oh
try.
yeah, Mexico's still on, and they're taking about 100 CFS, and
Okay.
so, and then we lose about, right now, we're losing about 300. That, we hope that'll come down to close to 200 here pretty quickly, but right now it's about 300.
Okay. So it's still.
But we're also losing this additional 100 on the west and the east side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta cut our losses to make it, guys. We gotta get
Still
something.
tight. Okay. All right.
So we went on earlier, we were, because we get cleaner water up at Mesilla Dam.
Yeah.
And less debris, and it runs through the west side canal fast. We were able to get it down and get operational in Upper Valley, so the total number of allocation days isn't that much different from the Lower Valley, especially if we have to cut off early, it'll be almost identical. But we have a very small amount, that we're still gonna be on after those dates. It's just that we're gonna be on for the small track, and that small track gets the same, they get all 4 of theirs, so we're not shorting any of that type of season up there. It's just that the date, because of it's located from Mesilla Dam, which is a day north of us and everything else, so we gotta shut them off earlier. So, how many acres do we think we have right now? Do you have any numbers on how many acres were irrigated in the Upper Valley for farm tracks, Ricky?
How many acres we've irrigated in Unit 6? It's about 2,000 acres. But right now, pending, that we've irrigated some 2,000 acres. But we have pending right now is 200 acres from here to the weekend.
We don't have much pending, so we gotta get the word out to those guys especially, because it's gonna happen faster to them. They're used to it. This is consistent with the way we did it previously in drought.
Before, we used to have, when there was enough allotment water, if we had a break in between our small tracks, we typically close Unit 6 for that week, just to conserve some water. And then we'd start right back up the following week with the small tracks and get the farm track out of the way as well.
Wait, say that again? You used to do what?
So if we had a break, we used to go every 2 weeks on the small tracks,
Right.
when we have enough water. So between that week we didn't have small tracks, we closed the Unit 6 just to conserve water because the demand wasn't
Yeah,
there.
that was during a full allocation, though. That was a conservation measure we did during full allocation. We have to run differently when we have this only 18 inches, we gotta get it over with as quick as possible, because we just don't have the water. We don't have the time to shut down, because every day we're losing 30% of our water.
So On the target dates, went back, for all units, the last day to order water will be August 1st for 7, 8, and 9. And then they have to be watered out by the 31st. And then all allocation water will be stopped on August 15th at midnight. And then we'll start the 2 inches for the return flow after that.
And everybody understand that might get moved up a week, okay? So right now, we're still trying to do that. The gates shut on the 13th, right, Enrique?
Yes.
Worst case situation, the gates will shut prior. Probably won't be that they'll shut, we'll probably go to a very low stream flow after the 7th. And I don't know how much of that we'll receive. I guess the other, so it's a complicated year.
Yeah, sure is. So I think Al's decided he's not gonna tell us what that last little part of this was.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I
It's a
have.
Is that all you got?
Yeah.
All right, well,
So,
thank
so
you.
all the allotment will be over by the 15th? I mean, if things go the way we got it planned?
Yes, the charges for the
And then
allowable.
we're going on to, return flow after the
Return flow,
15th?
and we'll go straight to the 2 inches.
The 2 inches?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Enrique.
Thank you. It's been a rough year, Enrique, you've been doing good. Especially for a rookie. All right, Pete. Another rookie. No, I'm sorry.
I don't feel like a rookie.
Yeah, you don't feel like it.
Okay, good morning. I'd like to start off with, I guess the PowerPoint, and on the PowerPoint, you're gonna notice there's a lot of earthwork being done. So the majority of the presentation is earthwork that we're doing throughout the whole district, unit 6, 7, 8, and 9. Along with that, we do have 4 crews that are out there just repairing turnouts. Any calls we get on turnouts, leaky turnouts or anything of that nature, we do have 4 crews out there doing repairs on turnouts and checks, anything of that nature.
Can you see that now?
Yeah, is that?
Yeah, thanks.
Is that some kind of sign, some kind of sign or?
That's you work with what you got.
Danger?
So yeah, these are just one of many of these problems that we're having. You know, it's just these gophers, for some reason, they seem to be pretty bad this year. So these calls I usually get from Border Patrol, because Border Patrol travels this area quite a bit. So that's right at the tail end of the T520 over where the interceptor drain is at.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can work this thing.
It's on.
Is it on? Again, some of the gopher holes that we're running into.
Could be squirrel.
Could be a squirrel, yeah. Have you guys noticed that we got quite a bit of squirrels this year?
Yeah.
I never had squirrels in my house, and I got squirrels in my house.
Keep them over there.
They've had a good year for some reason. There's a bunch of smallish squirrels, so they're babies. There's a bunch of teenagers squirrels running around.
Causing problems.
And we're seeing more and more out of these albino squirrels. The first one I saw on our farm was cod, and now we see very small. So there's an albino strain coming.
Yeah, there's a big one.
Yeah.
So these are some of the pictures of the, again, gopher holes, washouts, and then some of our mowing that went on. This is up there by Wasteway 32. So we do have all the mowers out and about. With this rain, we've fallen behind a little bit, but I think we'll be catching up here within the next couple of weeks. Socorro ponds. So we got in there mowed them. I know Enrique has put some water in there. I think he was gonna put some water in there yesterday or today? Yesterday, so I haven't been out there to see how much water actually is in there right now, but,
Is that the second one, or?
that's the first one we built.
The first one we built?
Yes, that's the first one. We haven't been able to fill them all the way up to the top. You know, Enrique put some water in it, then, I think it took longer to put water in there than it took him to use it, so. And then one of the things that we're doing, is a lot of digging and raising of banks. This, the Playa lateral, this is over by Riverside High School. Then on the Franklin feeder, next couple of slides is gonna be strictly on the Franklin, starting up here by Americas, all the way down to below the Franklin feeder, or the Island feeder, I'm sorry. This is up there on Union East where we had dug it out this past winter maintenance, so we still got tons of dirt that we gotta haul out of this area. So what we're doing is we're taking it out of Union East and moving it over to the Vinton cutoff, which is this one here, and raising the bank. This is right there where it hugs the levee. Y303 right here by Washington Road. Franklin Canal just below Americas. Keep in mind that most of this dirt that we're hauling is from previous canals that we had just dug out here in the winter maintenance. It's closer to 1110. And of course, we got some over there by the 341 at Edom Road where the concrete was actually about 18 inches higher than the banks were. 206, also some low spots. Cookie chunks. And then this is a major problem we're having right now with these winds, and for some reason, these trees are just, we're losing. This is actually on the kindness ideas. When we go in there, so when we go in there and the tree falls, we go in there, we remove the whole tree. And then there's other trees alongside, we remove them too. We make sure that we're not having to go back.
And the trees are not necessarily in our right of way, right? They're usually sometimes in the property, you don't really question it, just get it out of the way.
A lot of times they're like this one here. Like this one here, you know, you can either go towards this side or on the bank. Where did it start it? We don't know. But these trees cause us problems.
So get them out of the way.
So we just get rid of them. Yeah, so if they're causing us problems, we just get rid of them.
What about that broken wall?
Yeah, see where that tree lives.
Are we,
We're gonna take care of the
responsible
wall.
for that?
We're gonna take care of the wall.
Oh, boy.
It's actually smaller than what it looks on the picture. It's, took us actually about a couple of hours to do it, about 4 hours to do it.
That's that switch.
And do we have a crew that fixes that, or we sub it out, or what?
No, we got a crew that does it. Everything's done in-house.
We do concrete and rock walls, huh?
Yes, sir.
That sure might be for hire.
You should. There's nothing we shy away from.
Nice.
I guess that's our well, huh?
Did you see that, Al?
I didn't realize that was there.
That electric well.
Yeah, looks
I don't know how to
brand
go
new.
back to it, but
The other
go back
side.
one slide.
Where's
Oh, that's one more? Right there.
No.
Right there.
Oh, wow.
Man, I didn't know that was even there. Yeah.
It was brand new to me.
That's well.
That's why the trees were there.
Exactly. Well, we're cleaning it. This, the Coffin Wasteway, the last pipe collapsed, so we had to go in there and put a cement collar, and, I showed you a picture of this when we were doing it last month.
Yeah.
This is just a completed, picture. That's all the pictures I got, gentlemen. Any questions for me or anything, you guys need from me?
What is the dirt you're taking to Vinton, you said? Is that just storage?
This is dirt that we're taking, we're removing it from Union East,
Yeah,
West
I've
Side
been
Road.
watching that, but is that for storage? We use
No,
it there?
the one we're taking is, we're raising the banks. Because we had to remove the concrete, and the banks were real low and real sandy, so we're raising them about a foot.
Oh.
No, most of the dirt that we're hauling right now, we're using it in areas that we need it.
Yeah, it's been a strange year for people too. They had a lot of work, a lot of repairs, good job, Phil. So,
Thank you.
Yes. Great job.
all right.
Thanks,
let me
Pedro.
see. It's 10:10, everybody all right? Where's my pen? Okay. Subdivision plat, Sharon?
Yes. First application is 3619 by Hermanos Park. For Hermanos Industrial Subdivision, there is an aerial in your packet.
Well, by the way, I loved all the aerials and
Yeah.
the drafting stuff was pretty nice too. So made it very easy to kind of follow along.
You don't even have to look over there anymore.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends for approval.
All right, application 3619, do I hear a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
All right, Mike made the motion to approve.
Second.
All right, Larry, I'm gonna give that one 2 seconds. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
All right.
Next,
Next is application 3637 by Luma Segura for Segura Farm Subdivision.
No.
Again, there's an aerial in your package. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
entertain a motion?
I like,
Yeah, go ahead.
just maybe a compliment.
All right,
Is this a new improved version where you get an aerial?
This is the GIS.
Oh, I know. I like the fact that you have a photo to go with the application. I don't know if this is just one-time shot or is this?
No, we
No,
had
it goes on each one of these.
last board meeting we had.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've always had them in the folder, I mean, obviously that's part of the
Oh, okay.
folder, but, yeah, I think for clarification, I think, and situations.
Only because
so
sometimes we
better,
have a bunch of them and then we just kind of
We
go.
created it in the packet, and yeah, Karen had a
I like
great idea.
that.
Yeah, no, it helps
It really
you
improves
look,
it.
find yourself where it's at, yep,
I second it, whatever.
out there.
So I just want to throw that in there.
all right, well, let me ask one question, you brought up, and I remember something I was gonna ask. What is the blue line? What the heck is that blue line signify?
That's a lateral.
A lot of the,
Yeah.
What's signifying our line?
That's right.
Yes.
That's even better.
yeah, it's a GIS that Dr. Blair set up, many years ago for the district, it's got all the
Okay.
turnouts and all that canals and laterals.
Those are our laterals and down.
That's every single turnout. It's,
Oh, beautiful.
we have it in journal, yes.
Okay, very good.
Like it.
Okay, we did the first one, second one, did I hear you say you were seconding the second one? Who made the motion on the application 36? Thank you, Larry, appreciate it. Larry made the motion, Mike seconded. All in favor of application 3637?
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposed, same sign. Thank you, motion passed. Next, sure.
Next is application 3639 by Luis Anzures, Oscar Macias, and Ernesto Avila for Anzures subdivision. Licensing has reviewed the application and recommends it for approval.
Okay, do I hear a motion? Anyone? Jared made the motion.
Second.
Larry second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. Very good. Well, Sharon, you might as well continue on to 13.
13, it's two applications by Lower Valley Water District, 3576 and 3577, to install a 6-inch steel, a 8-inch water line inside a 16 steel casing, and this is crossing the Messisburg drain. It is for a new subdivision that is going to be off of Horizon Boulevard.
Yeah. Your
And
opinion?
licensing has reviewed both applications and recommends it for approval.
Okay. Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, Larry made the motion, Jarrett second for both applications, 3576, 3577. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Motion's passed. Bless you.
The next one is 7 applications by Spectrum. Licensing has reviewed all 7 applications and recommends them for approval.
All right, well,
Those are the next 7?
Yes.
that's all 7.
What's the fee that we're charging them? Is there a fee that we've established?
It's
It's the square footage, obviously, they submit a survey requesting the footprint of what they're, the majority of these are aerial, so they're, 25 cents.
25 cents is what it was,
Square, yes,
A square foot.
Square foot,
And we give them a minimum width of how wide?
15.
Okay. And then we have one of those, 3630, which is subsurface,
Yes.
same type of rate.
How long have we had this 25 cent fee? Has it been continuous now for a while? Or just, okay, do we have room for increase?
We discussed it last month.
That's a good question,
yeah,
yeah.
so,
I
yeah,
think we
so,
talked about it.
so
It
we've
had been
been,
15 cents for a long time.
it was actually a little bit higher, so it's been reduced slightly.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're comfortable with 25 cents then?
Yes, it works.
I don't know if you move to approve though.
Mike made the motion,
Second.
Larry second. All in favor of the 7 apps by Spectrum, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, let me write that down real quick. All right, next, go ahead, Sharon.
Application 3636 by Rutherford Diversified Incorporated for contract to purchase non-potable raw water for use in petroleum dust. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Okay.
What is this, they're pumping out of the canal or what?
It's for one of our wells.
Or one of the wells?
Yeah, one of our wells that has the drop.
The drop, okay.
Yes.
I move to approve it.
All right, Larry made the motion to approve, George seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay. D,
3630 Southwest Land Water applied for a temporary construction license for placement of a temporary pump on the lateral to irrigate small tracts at Love Road, on the Montoya main lateral. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Excuse me, I was looking at that, what's that little video? What are they gonna do with that? They're pumping in to use us, is that right? Or somebody else?
That's the one in the approval.
So, the homeowner is doing some development on his property and took out the community ditch. And they did not finish in time, so they asked if they could place a Godwin, a pump on the lateral so they can bypass his portion and dump, and put it into the community ditch from the portion that he disturbed. So that way,
When did that start?
oh, it started with the small tracks, back when we
Okay.
started small tracks.
It worked out?
Yes, it's worked out, so the pump is sitting on top of the lateral, portion of the lateral has been placed underground. So it's sitting up on top there, they have, the gentleman monitoring the well anytime it's on.
So he's responsible?
Oh, absolutely, yes, so,
Okay.
no, we've got his insurance, and, yeah, everything has been
Okay.
taken care of, yes.
all right, I just have one question.
Mhm.
Sharon, is that Lover or
Yeah, it
Love
should have
Road?
been Love, I'm sorry, that's a typo.
Dover Road.
Lover Road.
Love Road.
Huh.
Right off of Country Club.
I thought, well, okay. All right, so, let me see, we have not, has anybody said anything on that one yet? Do I hear a motion?
I hear a motion to approve it.
Second. Larry made the motion, George second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. All right, next.
These are 4 applications for Intercity FiberNet LLC, also known as Gigabit Fiber. Licensing has reviewed all 4 applications and recommends them for approval at various locations.
All right, they're all subsurface fires, so they're all the same thing. All right.
These are not aerial, they're,
They're
Subsurface.
subsurface, they're horizontally directly drilled, so the machine sits on top and, it's a 1.5 inch conduit, it's very minimally invasive, yeah. So
It goes underneath there.
yeah, they sit on top, it goes under, it comes out and nothing's disturbed, it's pretty simple.
it still applies to the
Not
15-foot
Yes.
rule and
Yes, everything's
Same price, huh?
same price?
correct.
All right.
Much approved.
Second.
All right, Mike made a motion, Larry second. For those 4 applications, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay, next, we got Ranchos del Rio.
Yes, two applications for Ranchos del Rio Limited for a temporary irrigation conveyance license to construct a 10-inch steel pipe crossing the T to a 520 lateral.
Okay.
And, for the sole purpose of conveying water to agricultural irrigation. Licensing has reviewed both applications and recommending for approval.
Where is that location? Is that
Around,
That's
that's down
Silverman.
Silverman.
Oh, it's down there?
It's right by it's down by Silverman
It's
Road.
downstream of Silverman Road.
There's a Rancho Del Rio up there, but it's New Mexico, I
Oh.
think. Right by the willows.
Oh, that's Bobby Lednick's Rancho del Rio.
Yeah.
They bought the old
I'm
perm,
not sure.
that's the old
That might be
permanent
that
dress
old
place.
Oh, yeah.
Their meat place.
Yeah, so it's a well, they install some wells and they're gonna set the pipe and use our lateral to convey and then cross it to go to their personal ditch or farmer's ditch. So yeah, it's a temporary conveyance facility and those have been approved by the board.
During these drought years.
Correct.
Those are the ones that have to be done by metal, right? It's gotta be metal.
Yeah, it's wrapped up and everything
Wrapped up.
is, yes.
Right.
And,
Make a motion to approve.
All right, Jared made a motion to approve, Mike second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay, next.
The next one is two applications by Conterra Ultra Broadband LLC, and licensing has reviewed both applications and recommended for approval.
And they're both subsurface.
Is that, where is that more or less in the grand scheme of things? Is that over there off of, I guess, East Lake?
Which one are we talking about? There's
Below
two.
East Lake, it's
Below
the
East
old,
Lake.
the old Waco tanks.
Oh, that's the one over here
Yeah,
at the
that's
church, right?
That's right by the church. There's a new
By the
Waco,
church.
the main highway.
The main and the old,
And then
the one
Old
next to
Waco.
St. Patrick's Church?
Yes, Saint,
Or St.
Peter
Peter
Paul.
Paul.
St. Peter Paul?
Yes, that's Old Waco, that, there's a small
So what are they
street.
doing there? They're crossing that road or what's going on?
Yes, it's internet, it's fiber.
And they're running parallel?
To the subdivision, no, they're crossing, to the subdivision, there's a new subdivision right there, on
Are they
the
crossing
north
the North Loop?
side. Yeah, it's crossing North Loop, yes, North Loop, and it's going across, underneath our lateral into that subdivision right
And then that's part of the future development in that
there.
area?
It's already,
It's already
it's all the
done?
housing on, as you're going up from North Loop, St. Peter Paul, up to, I-10, it's all those houses on the right-hand side or the east side.
And we're still applying the same fee and same, they're consistent?
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you.
All right, Mike made the motion, Larry second, all in favor of these two apps, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Aha, let's see here, letter of no objection, no approval of construction dewatering licenses. All right, Sharon?
Application 3651 by Hawk Construction, and they are going to be dewatering into the New Nexus drain.
Okay, you reviewed
Licensing
everything?
has reviewed this application and recommended for approval.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve that dewatering license.
Move to approve.
Mike made the motion,
Second.
George second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Now, let's see, we've got letters of approval on existing license number 16, go ahead, Sharon.
Application 3578 and 3579 by the city of Socorro for approval letters, and these are for new roadways that are gonna be flowing into that same subdivision that's gonna be off of Horizon Boulevard. It's Horizon Replat A.
Area.
Same area,
Yeah.
just further down.
Horizon Park, I'm sorry, Horizon Park Replat A.
Okay.
Move to approve.
All right, Mike
Licensing
made,
has reviewed them and recommended for approval, I'm sorry.
Mike made the motion, George second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, please, somebody. Thank you.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Okay, next.
Application 3648 by Brioso and Carmen Munoz for a classification.
Just asking to be classified as irrigable.
Irrigable land, yes. Their licensing has reviewed this application and recommended for.
And these are the owners, right?
Yes, those are the owners.
Okay, this was irrigable land, now it's irrigated. Do they have to pay the taxes, the bank taxes and everything?
They did, they did.
Okay.
How far back?
It's up to 75, this was 75. In the mid-70s, the Bureau gave the option to homeowners to release or give up their water rights. So those taxes have been paid up to then. So from then to present,
Hmm.
and they brought it up and they submitted the check, and, yeah, and they have a ditch
And
behind
now
it.
they got here.
Okay, it's not even
All right,
Is that
a .17.
unusual request that gets approved?
it happens every so often.
Does it
No,
happen?
it's every,
I thought
cause
it was
I'm,
like an act of Congress to change from
well-
non-renewable to irrevocable.
I don't believe, unless Dr. Blair, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the Bureau has, granted this permission or, they can, give up their water rights like they did in 75, 76. But, a lot of them gave them up or they were leased to the city, and this one just sat idle. We've got like one or two every now, a year.
Every so often.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and. this
I mean,
is-
there's a process that a taxpayer can petition the district to give up their water rights. But it's rarely does anybody, I haven't seen them do it since those ones in the 70s. It's under state law, we do it under state law, not under federal law, but it's gotta be consistent with federal law.
Vote to approve?
Okay, so everything's all right with this one, right? All right, Mike made the motion, and Larry seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed, same sign.
We are requesting to move application
Hello.
3628 to closed session.
Yep. Okay, that's good. We will move that. Let's make sure we're moving 18 to closed session. Okay. That's pretty much it, except for closed session. So it's 10:26. Let's take about a 5-minute break, everybody, 5 or 10 minutes, and then let's get into closed session. All right?